Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're hopping back on Monster Hunter World again, and we're going to be talking about Diablos, and in specific how to defeat him while solo. Obviously not everybody can queue into a match together with a bunch of friends. Some people have to play alone, and that's completely fine. I have this guide perfectly strategized and in-depth on how to defeat Diablos while playing solo. So let's get right into it. So first off, Diablos is a dragon. He is going to be found in the Wild Spire Waste, usually at the top right of the map, and is either going to be underground or on the surface. I happen to be finding him underground. I'm not entirely sure where you will find him, but that is where I found him. Going off of the psychology report, which you can receive from a monster once you reach level 1 with its research, it says Diablos is weak on the head, wings, and the stomach/underbelly. Now depending on the type of weapon you wield, you do more damage in certain spots. Blunt weapons like hammers are going to be good for aiming at the head. Sharp slashy type weapons like the dual blades and the wyvern blade and such, you'll want to aim for the underbelly, and ranged weapons you should focus on shooting at the wings. Also, the horns and back are breakable, and the tail has the possibility to be severed off if enough damage is dealt to it. On the right side of the screen, you're going to be seeing a thing that says ailments and elements. Melee weapon users should pay attention to the elements tab. Ailments are more focused toward ranged weapon users. Going off the report for the elements, Diablos is weak to ice the most, with dragon and water being the next best thing. And he's also weak to paralysis, with everything but stun being the next best choice if you have a ranged weapon. Next up is the rewards. You can also unlock this tab if you get rank 2 for research on any type of specific monster. And going off what the report says, Diablos' ridge is a droppable material. Diablos' marrow, it only spawns when the back is broken. Twisted horns for when the horns are broken, and tail case is if you happen to sever the tail and carve it when it drops. On the right side, you're going to be seeing carves and rewards. Carves is for what happens, it'll have a chance of spawning when you carve Diablo's dead body, and the reward is the mission rewards received when finishing a quest or expedition and he has been slain in it. At the beginning of the quest, you're going to be receiving in your item box some easy screamer pods. These will come in handy later in the fight, so definitely grab these. The setup I recommend using for solo players is Mega Potions, Flash Pods, some Steak or Easy Rations will do it for some extra stamina of course, and the Screamer Pods. I also like to use the Vitality Mantle as well. I'm also unaware of how to get this mantle. I randomly talked to the fire team leader back in Astera and he happened to give me it. I'm not entirely sure if you needed to do a quest or if you had to kill a specific monster or go through the story mode, but I was given the Vitality Mantle from him. This basically negates all damage up to a certain threshold, basically meaning you will take no damage, but it slowly wear and tears the mantle until it's unable to be used. It's got like a 3-minute basic recharge rate, so it is very useful, but when it's gone, it takes a very long time to get back. Your Palico doesn't really need much in terms of his equipment. I obviously went for the standard Vigor Wasp since it is an extra source of healing. It's always nice. Now Diablos is very big, but don't let that overwhelm you. Yes, he will hit you very hard, but use the flash flies in the very first area in the underground area to stun him and get some extra damage really quick in the fight. And I cannot stress this enough, guys, and do this with every fight you do. Take it as slow as possible. You have 50 minutes and you only have 3 feints, so be very careful, watch his moves, and take it slow. I would hate for you guys to be dead, almost about to kill him, and then you faint and you have to do this all over again. That would be horrible. One of Diablos' most devastating moves is his tremor move. He'll go underground and dig under you and explode through the surface and uppercut you in the air for a bit. This move is easily noticeable because the only move he does where he goes underground, and you can dodge it by noticing as soon as he digs, sprint and jump away if he's near you. Sprint jump has an incredible amount of invincibility frames, so much so that just like in this clip, you can preemptively jump and land before he even does the move and still not get hit, so definitely use this as a tactic. You can also use the Screamer Pods we talked about earlier to force him to come up to the surface, which you noticed which was in the cutscene when you do the quest to actually defeat Diablo. He also has other close range attacks like a tail pound if you're behind him, a bite if you're in front of him, or a charge if you're within medium distance of him. You can bait Diablo's charge and cause him to run into wild spires and get caught, which will give you some free hits as well. All of these moves are incredibly easy to learn the timings of, it just takes a little bit of practice. In the next area, you'll be surrounded by some sandfalls. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to be worried about. Diablos will go inside of those and dig underground and do his tremor attack like we talked about. There really isn't much to help you and assist you in here, so dodge the moves we mentioned earlier, use flash or screamer pods when necessary, and you should be completely fine. If he runs away again, he should be going into the third area, which is what I like to call the Rocky Plains. You can use this area to lay traps preemptively if you have some, or mount him for some extra damage as well. Just make sure that when you finish mounting him, you attack in the spot that we mentioned earlier, depending on what type of weapon you use, whether that's sharp, blunt, or a ranged weapon. Once Diablo starts limping, you know you're almost done. Eventually, he will try to fall asleep and rest up. I like to use this time to plant 2 really big bombs and a very tiny one with a timer, and if hit in the right spot, you should do about 100 to 200 damage, and then proceed from there to rinse and repeat until he's eventually slain. And there you go. Now you know how to defeat Diablos. Hope you guys found this information helpful. I plan on doing other solo guides for the other monsters like Rathalos and any others further in the story mode that I have yet to discover yet. If you guys did enjoy, please sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you're new. I cover a lot of the Monster Hunter content. I'm going to be doing a lot more since this game has been released. I'm going to be doing guides on most of the characters and other little tips, and then probably start covering some news if there's some future updates in the future, so definitely be sure to stay for that. My 2 most recent videos are going to be popping up on screen on Monster Hunter. The first one's going to be about 5 tips for beginners if you're new to the game, and how to mount. Like we talked about earlier, mounting is an incredible thing that you should learn how to do. It's very useful, and especially in this Diablos fight, it is very useful. So if you do have the time, go check out these 2 videos if you want. And with that, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, and peace out.